What is up?
Hello. Trying to amplify.
It's like looking in a mirror right now.
I know, it's kind of crazy. Should I explain why the change of my attire? I'll own it.
I mean,
to a certain extent.
I wasn't going to make you, but if you're going to do it anyway.
If you're going to call me out for literally being your twin right now.
Twinning.
So on the way to the studio today, I was eating a nice lunch provided by my lovely wife, which is a barbecue chicken pizza.
All right.
I thought I did.
Which is a controversy for a different time of day.
No, it was so good. But problem is, I thought I did really, really well in eating this barbecue chicken pizza until I was completed. And I look down and I have barbecue like on my left side, which is
side.
My camera side. I'm not going to say it's my good side, but it's my camera side.
It's the side that shows up on the camera.
So I was like, listen. And
we had two choices. We could either have you wear a black t-shirt or...
And I had a backup black t-shirt here.
Or we could have switched sides of the table. Which would have been weird.
It would have been weird.
I don't feel comfortable over there. You don't feel comfortable over here.
I wouldn't have known what to do.
Yeah.
Don't know what to do with my hands. So,
welcome, everybody, to another fabulous episode of the Tucker and the Beard Show.
I'm trying to amplify my voice a little bit. I've been getting some kickback.
Well, you're a soft-spoken gentleman.
Well, and you're just loud.
I'm loud. Yeah.
You're just loud.
Yeah. My voice carries. Always has. I can't tell secrets. I can't, because you can hear them counties away.
Yes. But we're back.
Here we are. Thanks for listening, watching. We're gonna get the requisite "we need your help" stuff out of the way first, real quick. We need you. We need your help as our listeners, as our audience, as our friends. We need some assistance.
Okay. I'm looking at you, seeing where you're going with this.
No, we need ratings and reviews on the podcast, especially in the iTunes store. I know not everyone uses iPhones. I get it. However, the Apple Podcast Store is the largest distributor of podcasts on the planet. So that algorithm actually feeds back into the algorithms of the other aggregators that we are available on, like Google Play, Spotify, and so forth. So if you could do us a solid, if you are listening on iTunes, if you would go in and rate and review the show, it really helps us climb the ranks so that other people can see what we're doing.
Yes. Please do that thing.
YouTube, we've seen a small uptick in subscribers, and we are internally grateful for that.
Just got to say, what up?
What up to the YouTubers?
Found out that we're kind of big in the trucker land.
Truckers
which is just awesome.
So people who drive for a living, they need entertainment, and we're here for you.
Hey, what's up?
Truckers?
That's just it's like, my last name, the name Tucker has been mistaken in the past, and be like, "What's up, trucker?" Like,
is that what people say?
Listen, I've had to define it multiple times in my life, and I'm not going to do it now.
I'm not doing it now, not to suit you. And then, of course, on Facebook, we just really do appreciate all of your guys' support.
Yes,
we love it.
I'm really excited to see. One of the new things I've noticed lately is the top fans have been popping up. Let's say, "What's up, top fans?" Keep on sharing and commenting on that stuff. That's super awesome. And tell your friends.
Tell your friends.
So, we got a movie review that we're slowly getting to.
We've got a couple. A lot of things have happened since the last time we were here together.
I know. Our little commercial went.
We launched our commercial, and thank you guys again for helping us out with that. We appreciate it. Any feedback you can give us, we would be open to. So we launched our commercial. I went to a show with my wife over the weekend. Had a little getaway.
You did.
Went and saw some of my favorite YouTubers.
Which
Rhett
you-
and Link.
Yeah, you've got me into as well. So
They did a live show, and we were talking about how that's kind of like a reversal of the way things used to be. So it used to be entertainers started out in live mediums, or maybe they were in movies and television, and then they went to the internet to expand their reach.
right.
Rhett and Link in their show, Good Mythical Morning, I've been a big fan for a long time, but they started on the internet, and now they're in, and I've seen a lot of YouTubers starting to do this, where they're doing live shows to expand their...
We should do a live show sometime.
Listen, if anyone wants us to come do a live show, you just let us know. We'll figure it out. So that was an interesting...
Yeah, that's
It's
super
an
cool.
interesting thing that's going on in the world of...
Did they do an episode live
No,
or just
no.
a
So Rhett and Link
Q&A?
are not that either.
Right.
So they've been musicians their whole life. So this was a music. It was more of a concert than
like an actual musical concert.
yeah than it
Okay.
was anything. But it was it was still very much the same two guys who were on their show.
Okay. Well, I was like, we're discussing. You and I are going to be going to a show in how many days? 9 days?
9 days.
9 days. I'm super excited. Like,
I'm
and
pumped. Yeah,
you know me well enough to know that I'm going to fangirl out
you are.
hard.
I will be there to catch you if and when you pass out.
Yeah.
I got you.
Because I think it's a pretty small venue.
It is.
So this will be one of the closest I've been. I've been
Yeah.
like pretty close, but not
this close.
like spitting range.
Yeah, we're gonna go see the Jay and Silent Bob reboot
Movie
at the
tour.
Improv
Yeah, it's
with Jason Mewes and Kevin Smith.
Well, and it kind of fits into what you're saying, because this is the first time that any director's ever done this.
Yeah.
It's like, well, instead of releasing it in the theaters, like, I'm just going to go on tour with it.
Yeah.
And
Well, because he flat out just doesn't have the marketing budget to do a 10,000 theater release.
right.
So he did a narrow release in theaters. Basically, I think it was like top 500 markets or something like that.
Yeah.
And then everything else, he's just touring with it.
And our little beautiful town did not fall within that demographic.
We're not top 500.
No. So we are going to get to go see that. That's going to be super cool. And then we'll do a little review after that. Yeah, but it's kind of crazy how entertainers are kind of doing that thing.
It's
Falling into that medium of...
Yeah.
Because that's more of a, social media genre, putting the tours out there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. We're wrapping up this year for movie reviews as well. So
We've got a few more, culminating in the grand finale
I know.
in late December.
And then we're going
A
to...
mere 30 days from today.
Yeah, because then we're going to make some
Programming adjustments. Going forward.
adjustments. That's a good way of putting it.
But I'm excited about what
Yes.
we have on the horizon. Sorry, I was just again looking at some of our listenership from around the world, and it just blows my mind. It really does.
You mean around the world?
Around the world.
It's flat.
Not across the planet, but around the world. Speaking of things that are affecting the entire planet, a cold front moved into theaters this past weekend.
Oh, jeez. I call me horrible or whatever. Like, I just don't. I don't
care. Yeah.
I just don't.
I don't either. However, many, 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 many people do.
Right.
And Frozen 2 is now officially the biggest global debut of any animated film ever.
Oh, I believe it. I mean, a lot of people care. I think my daughters got burnout pretty quick on it. So it's just hey, Frozen 2's coming out. I'd take them and I'd sit there and go through it. But do you remember the date back in the day of, straight to VHS?
Oh, yeah.
Disney sequels like Little Mermaid 2, which is now on Disney Plus. But, a lot of those like cheesy, like Lion King 2 and whatever, they just went straight to video. That's what it makes me think of.
Okay.
It just makes me think of a straight to video movie. So, Bless you, sir.
Whew.
Salute.
Sorry about that, everybody.
In the mic.
Well, at least I didn't do it in the mic. Yeah.
Yeah. But it just makes me think of like straight to video movie.
Well, now it's like everyone's writing to set up for a sequel.
Yeah.
And
even when we're not asking for one.
Interesting. So here's some of the records that Frozen 2 has set, though. So largest global opening of all time for an animated film, which, listen, will probably stand until the next time Disney releases an animated film. So
right. They're just going to
keep beating themselves.
Record. Right. They're holding all records at this point.
Top international, top domestic opening, biggest IMAX opening for an animated film, third biggest domestic animated opening of all time, which doesn't make any sense.
No.
When it said, oh, I'm sorry, the other record was biggest domestic November opening. These are...
Can you hear my eye rolls?
These are participation trophies, some of these.
Right.
Again, biggest IMAX opening for an animated film.
It's just really specific that's like an award.
Third biggest industry opening of all time in South Korea for any film.
I don't even know what to say to that.
And then
it's great.
It's in the top. It's the top 3-day domestic opening for Walt Disney Animation Studios.
I've just gotten to the point, and I did it before the previews of the movies that we watched today, that there's just like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I saw the first one, cool, and I don't have anything against Frozen. I don't have anything.
Yeah.
It's just okay.
So I spent the day over in the Dirty Verde Valley on Saturday.
Steal my joke, but I stole your shirt. You stole my joke.
We're even get. So, and my uncle was in town with his family, and so my family and my grandmother and my uncle's family, we all went to Out of Africa Wildlife Park, which is always a good time.
It's a good time for right now until it makes the news.
Yeah,
it's just a matter of
one
time.
of these days. But that's
neither here nor there.
Yeah. I kissed a giraffe.
I know you sent me the picture right after.
I'll spin the picture in somewhere in here.
Well, it was like I sent you a picture of me and my wife,
and then I sent you a picture of me kissing a giraffe.
I was like, huh, all right,
checkmate.
Good times.
But and then we were just hanging out, and then the decision was made to go to the movies.
Okay.
All of the kids, of course, wanted to go see Frozen 2. The consensus that my uncle and I came to was, listen, we're gonna see it.
Right. At some point.
More than one time.
Later.
Right. So we went to go see a very different movie. We went and saw
some
Ford.
Different princesses.
Some different princesses. No, we went and saw Ford versus Ferrari, which I have to say is maybe the greatest film about cars that I've seen ever.
Really?
This is better than Point Break 2.
Touche.
So, and for a number of reasons. Obviously, it's a better made movie than, say, something like The Fast and the Furious.
Yeah, it looks really, really good. I've seen different little documentaries, and I'm a big history buff and everything, but without delving, I know that as we were talking about what you were going to talk about, what movie
I could geek out on.
Right.
You know how you're always cautious about dipping our toe into the Star Wars world? We start talking about cars and racing, and that's the show, ladies and gentlemen.
And more than it usually is. No, but it is. I'm a huge buff on the history of racing and everything like that. I think it's super cool. I don't watch it like a normal thing, but sure. I would go watch this movie and geek out.
Yeah,
hard.
It was fantastic.
Yeah, so I was kind of not placing it, but kind of figuring out other stuff. You know, I had a family weekend, and then it was like, oh, hey, we got to go watch a movie, don't we? So I think I sent you a message, and you're like, oh, I already went and watched it.
I went and saw a movie.
well,
the movie we had,
gonna see.
we were going back and forth. Were we going to see Ford versus Ferrari, or were we going to see 21 Bridges starring BoJack Horseman? I mean, Chadwick Boseman. And that's just for some reason, some stupid reason, that those names switch back and forth in my brain.
Yeah.
But Ford versus Ferrari was beautiful, first of all. I mean, just really, it was well shot. The driving sequences were phenomenal.
Okay.
Matt Damon as Carroll Shelby was solid.
Wow. That's a lot for Matt Damon. I'm not, like, listen, I don't hate him. I just don't really like him all that much. And so I was just joking around with you earlier. I was like, he's the only actor to play Loki twice.
It's true.
2 different Lokis.
Two different Lokis.
Once
in 2 very different kinds of movies.
Once in Thor Ragnarok. Yeah, I think it
the
looks
bigger
really
surprise
good.
for me was a Christian Bale as Ford driver Ken Miles was
he's insane.
Amazing.
He is an insane actor.
He could be up for some awards for this, I think.
Now, question about this, and relating it to the movie that you and I both watched today. Were you watching the movie at any point and going, that's Christian Bale?
No.
Like, and that's kind of my spectrum of actors.
Yeah.
And wasn't anybody, because if you look at them and you forget that it's
who the actual person is.
Talk about how we felt about the Joker, but did you look at go, that's Joaquin Phoenix?
No. You lost all sight of who that person was, and you were completely captivated by the character.
Right. And I give credit, people like Meryl Streep or even Tom Cruise. I was thinking about Tom Cruise, not at the top of this list.
Tom Cruise lately is like the Nickelback of actors. He's real easy to make fun of. He's a soft target.
Right.
But
I see where you're going with it. I was like, don't be hating on Nickelback, man.
No, but and I won't say that Nickelback is as great of a band as Tom Cruise is of an actor.
Right. Dude might be crazy.
He's bug nuts crazy.
Yeah, he might be super duper crazy. But I was sitting there thinking about, because one of the Mission Impossible movies was on TV, and it was like, you know what? It took me a little bit to go,
it's Tom Cruise.
That's Pete Mitchell from Top Gun. That's Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
But he is that good of an actor that you kind of forget a thing. The movie that we watched today, I did not have that.
At no point was I able to simply be captivated by the movie.
Like, at numerous times I was expecting him to like do something to be like Wakanda Forever. Like, I was like, that's Black Panther.
Well, the thing about
Chadwick Boseman or Boseman Hawkman, whatever.
BoJack Horseman.
There you go.
And then the other big surprise for me in Ford versus Ferrari was Joe Bernthal as Lee Iacocca.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. And so there's a number of really, really strong performances in this movie.
That's awesome. That makes me want to watch it more.
I'd highly recommend anybody go out and watch this movie.
Okay.
Like, if you're wanting something to watch, a lot of families like to go to movies. There was a few swear words, but it wasn't pervasive.
Okay.
If you have older kids,
then whatever.
Teens, they'll be okay. They've heard worse on the playground. I guarantee it.
Right. And I don't know how many young kids are really dying to go see Ford versus Ferrari, but if you're
looking for a movie to go see, like, over the Thanksgiving weekend, this is a solid way to kill 2.5 hours.
Yeah. And I mean, when we were even talking about it, you were like, "Oh, I'll go again."
Yeah.
And we're looking at the times they didn't line up with our schedules. So we went and watched 21 Bridges this morning.
Yeah, we went back to what's on the board.
Right. And kind of do that. I know I was talking about, you're like, well, I wouldn't watch this movie. I was like, I watched some Disney Plus Christmas movie. My family's starting to get into the whole Christmas season, but there's that Noel, which is Anna Kendrick and
America's Sweetheart.
Yeah. Probably as of right now.
Right. I like.
And listen,
that's not sarcastic.
No, I sat down and I watched all those little Twilight movies with my wife. And they weren't the worst. Listen, they weren't the worst movies that I've ever seen, but they weren't.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm not lining them up every weekend, but out of all the actresses or actors that came out of Twilight, like, would you put her as the one that was going to do the best? She came out of those
and be as loved as
right.
she is by
that's her first movie,
she's pretty much universally liked.
Yeah.
Which is a feat in and of itself.
Right.
I'm gonna make some enemies. It's okay.
Okay.
I'm good with that.
Lay it down.
Now his name's running away from me, but he's going to be Batman, and his name is Robert Pattinson.
There you go.
Is a strong actor.
Mm-hmm.
He's actually quite good.
Right.
He might be the best actual actor to come from that.
Oh, I thought you were going to say to put on the cowl, and I was like, that's
no.
That's a bold statement, Cotton.
Don't you put words in my mouth.
I was like, he's about to say it.
Do not put words in my mouth, Edward Tucker.
I'm like, he is about to say it.
No, but I think he was the strongest actor to come out of that franchise. From just a range perspective.
Yeah, he's done some more independent movies and stuff, and I think solidified his craft, so to speak. Kirsten Stewart's in Charlie's Angels.
Which...
Yeah, did you hear about that whole thing? Elizabeth Banks is throwing down.
Yeah. Apparently, it's our fault as men.
Right.
That movie tanked. And has nothing to do with the fact that movie's probably garbage.
Not only is it garbage, but it's the third time. There was a show, then there was like the 90s.
Yeah, in early 90s too. Wasn't
2000?
Bill Murray in that one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which was like one of the saving graces.
He played Bosley.
And it wasn't like, and I think it's just gradually gotten worse.
Yeah.
Until it's this point, and you're not right now. One of the funniest things Elizabeth Banks says, and I'm a fan of a lot of Elizabeth Banks movies, but she goes, "There's like 30 Spider-Man movies." I'm like, you know who was in Spider-Man?
Yeah,
Elizabeth Banks.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure she was Betty Brant.
Mm-hmm.
In all three of the original Tobey Maguire movies. Like, you can't use Spider-Man as a reference when you were in those movies.
And also, I would like to remind Elizabeth that
first name basis. I like it. It's going.
Well, I didn't go Lizzie. You know, that's what
got you.
That's how, you know, when we're one-on-one, you know, in meetings and things. But I would like to remind her for just one moment that Spider-Man is freaking Spider-Man.
Right.
And Charlie's Angels isn't.
Yeah. And
come and talk to me about the disparity between the number of Spider-Man movies and Charlie's Angels movies.
Right.
When there's hundreds of comic books, dozens of movies, hundreds of episodes of both of cartoon television shows. They're not in the same league.
No.
They're not on the same planet.
And all three of the stars of the Charlie's Angel, like, nothing against it, but none of them are like heavy hitters.
No.
It's not Drew Barrymore, Cameron Diaz, and Lucy Liu. Yeah.
That movie did well.
That movie did well. That's probably one of the big reasons. It's like, hey, we brought in
Cameron Diaz was coming off of, and she was a hot commodity at the time. Lucy Liu was also a hot commodity at the time. Yeah.
And Drew Barrymore has always been.
And Drew Barrymore is now Anna Kendrick.
Right. Exactly.
So it's apples and oranges.
Right. You can't.
The two franchises that you compared are just not competitors whatsoever. Never have been, never will be, never could be.
Right. You just can't go around pointing fingers and blaming people because
the fact is there's one more Charlie's Angel movie out there than there is Knight Rider movie, and
I would totally go see a Knight Rider.
I wouldn't.
Stop it right now.
Listen, they did a TV show that was crap. Not the first one, not the one with the Hoff.
Right.
All hail the Hoff.
Right. I'm talking
about the reboot.
I'm not saying
that
it would be
switched out
good.
Kit into a Mustang.
Yeah. I'm not saying it would be good at all. But I'd be more inclined.
No, I wouldn't go see it for the same reason I'm not going to go see Charlie's Angels.
Because it's going to be hot garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound exciting.
I'll stream it.
Maybe.
If
there's nothing better on and there's not a new episode of The Mandalorian or The World According to Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah.
Or what's the new Gordon Ramsay show on
Uncharted?
Yeah, Uncharted.
I haven't watched those yet.
I've only watched one episode and it is really good. Shades of Anthony Bourdain.
Nice.
And no reservations and that kind of stuff.
I've gotten deep into some Disney Plus. I've now watched Free Solo twice.
That movie is amazing.
And I can't shake it. It is ingrained in my
Alex
brain.
Honnold is a freak of nature in the best way I can use that phrase.
I've watched it the second time with my wife because then we sat down and looked at the relationship of him and his girlfriend. And it created some conversation of just she doesn't know what she signed up for.
She is so patient.
And she is
so understanding.
I don't know if it's understanding or just naive. That I'm going to change him. No. Homeboy likes to climb mountains.
Yeah. You don't
not be in a relationship.
Yeah.
That's not his first priority, is being in a relationship with you.
No.
So he needs to get his priorities straight.
Well, plus I think he's a little bit on the spectrum.
It's guaranteed.
But what an incredible human being.
Oh, yeah. No doubt about that. But it was I watched that movie. I watched that twice. And I'm I'll probably sit down and watch it a third time. Just because there's so many layers to it. It's really, really good. But yeah,
the next time you watch through it, watch it for the cinematography aspect.
Yeah, that's what I mean. There's
because that was my second viewing of it. It was how in the heck did they get those shots?
Oh yeah, there's a lot of different stuff.
That's a whole different rabbit hole that you can go on.
And how it didn't interfere with him climbing this mountain in record time.
A rock that takes most climbing parties with guides 2, sometimes 3 days, where they're sleeping in hammocks bolted to the rocks.
Yeah, he did it in 3 hours.
Yeah,
3 hours.
No ropes.
Yeah,
just
going.
He's the real life Spider-Man.
Yeah, it was
in
nuts.
that aspect.
So I've gotten deep into that Noel show, and it was, I'm running a blank on his name. I'm going to kick myself. From Barry. Saturday Night Live.
Yep.
Bill
Hader.
Bill Hader, thank you.
Yeah.
He's in it. From It. Yes.
Most recently.
It Dose.
Yeah.
The second chapter. Really, really good. Just a fun little thing. Actually takes place in Phoenix.
No, it doesn't.
Strangely enough,
I'm sure I'll see it eventually. It's
a fun one.
It's not Christmas movie time yet.
It's gotten to be that point. I was
just
telling
a few more days.
Did some Christmas shopping over the weekend, and that kind of made it feel a little Christmassy.
Okay.
So my daughter's super into Christmas. It was November 1st, and she's releasing a video on TikTok of
deck the freaking halls.
Yeah, it's time. Which is super cool because her birthday's the day after Christmas.
Nice.
So it's always nice to me that she actually enjoys Christmas because it could easily be the other way around.
Yeah. She'd hate it, but yeah, it's good. You guys have worked really hard to make those separate events too.
Yeah. We've done our best to just be like, hey, birthday presents aren't in Christmas wrapping paper.
You don't and it's not, and you don't get to double dip that.
Right.
Grandma.
They try.
Grandpa.
They try. Yeah. Exactly. And I'm like,
tisk.
Leave my house now. No.
Go get another present. Come back.
No, so it's nice, but it's been Christmas music has started to play, and it's been, so we sat down. And I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. That was actually really, really good for a made for Disney Plus
Well,
movie.
we perused the new Lady and the Tramp.
I haven't
over the weekend.
I haven't broke down and just because I know.
Not as good.
I know. It's just
And it's not like I'm like, oh, and Lady and the Tramp is not in my top 50 Disney movies.
no, not my
By a
favorite.
long shot.
Yeah.
But we watched them back to back.
Oh,
We did the homework.
You did the cartoon and then watched the live action, or you watched the live action? Then
Live
the cartoon?
action, then the cartoon.
Okay.
Back to back.
Nice.
We ran it straight.
But they've taken some stuff. I've read that they've taken some scenes out
They
to not offend
they did
cat people.
yeah. Well, hate to tell you this, but I don't like cat people.
Yeah. Well, it's the
I don't like
sign-
cats. I think
I
that
don't
there are
like cats either.
some cat people that are probably okay.
Yeah.
I'm sure I know you and we're fine, but
Right.
I am not a cat person
Right.
at all. Highly allergic.
Wow.
Highly.
Okay. Didn't know that. That's good to know.
B, I would rather have a squirrel as a pet.
Fair enough. That'd be cool.
Like, little fella just chilling on the shoulder.
Yeah.
You can go pick up stuff for me. Like,
Yeah.
give me the remote, squirrel.
Take off. A flying squirrel? That'd be awesome.
Even better.
That'd be awesome.
I would rather have a porcupine as a pet.
Right. No, I'm with you. I've
I'm
had
about to go
cats
like
before.
green eggs and ham here.
Yeah.
I was like,
We've only got so much time.
yeah. What things would I rather? It's easier to say what would I rather have as a pet, a cat, or literally anything.
And be literally anything else.
Yes.
I'm not a cat person. I've had one cat in my life that I actually liked, but that's because it was like a dog cat. Like it would play fetch. And stuff.
That's the thing is cats
It was
just
like, okay, cool.
But
other
they're not
ones,
dogs.
No.
Dogs are
but that's
great.
the only one that I liked because it was
It
more
had
like
dog-like qualities.
Yeah, it was a dog in a cat's body.
Fair enough.
So I was like, all right, cool. But no, I heard that they took the Siamese cat.
They took the Siamese cat
song.
scene out of it completely. And it was just
I don't care enough about that. Like, it's not in my top 50 Disney movies either. So I'm like, whatever.
if I was the
Still-
AFI making my list of top 100 films, it wouldn't be on that.
Don't change stuff. Just leave it alone.
And again, they use the term live action far too liberally.
Like
these
the
days.
Lion King.
This was
live
very
action.
much the Lion King,
Okay. Where it was like, no. And
except
then
for there were human actors in it.
And then it won like some award or whatever for being one of the highest grossing animated.
Yeah, because it was
Movies.
100% an animated movie.
You're just like, oh, okay.
Jon
That's fair.
Favreau snuck one live shot into that entire film,
Yep.
and it was
But
a still frame.
But Jon Favreau is bringing it back right now. So I'm not going to sit there with The Mandalorian.
Oh yeah, No,
He's
that show is
brought
fantastic.
back some Star Wars for a lot of people that have been struggling with since Return of the Jedi. There's been some people struggling.
There
with
are some people whose fandom has waned ever since
but just
the
enjoy
third movie got released.
Just enjoy the ride.
Come on,
Just enjoy the ride.
it's good storytelling.
It's all good. 21 Bridges.
Yeah. So
We're avoiding
we also
about it.
watched another movie today, and that movie is called 21 Bridges, starring Chadwick Boseman, aka the Black Panther.
We had some Sienna Miller, which took me a little bit to realize it was her because she, no pun intended in it. She was dirty. She was
Yes.
unkempt and, which I mean, credit to her. She was very like Blake Lively. Blake Lively is always playing like the dirty,
Okay.
the dirty alley girl.
There was an ad for a movie that she was in where she plays a dirty alley girl.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
So
if you go, oh, there's this movie that's coming out, and there's like this, I don't know, there's this girl, she's really dirty. I'm like, oh, Blake Lively? That's going to be my response.
okay.
That's what some of her best acting. You've seen her in The Town?
I have,
Dirty.
of course. Yeah, but we have it was almost an MCU movie.
Yeah, we had
It
some.
had J. Jonah Jameson. It had the Black Panther.
Had the Black Panther. I'm trying to think if there was
A
anybody
bunch of dirty
else.
cops.
Yeah,
And lots of gunfire.
Yeah, listen, that movie ended, and I was waiting the whole movie to kind of care.
So here's an indicator that I'm not going to be a huge fan of a movie. And this was not a long movie.
It felt
Runtime on this one, let me see here.
But I think kind of explaining it a little bit while you're looking that up.
Yeah.
It is the son of a
Fallen officer.
Fallen officer.
Yeah.
Who becomes a star detective.
Yeah.
That's kind of a troublemaker.
Yeah.
Gets in trouble for killing a lot of people. Over the last 10 years, he's killed 7 or 8 people.
He's a Dirty Harry-esque character.
Yeah, and he's like, oh,
but with more morals.
They all deserved it.
Yeah.
And so he's
he never shot first.
Bringing justice to the. But there was that scene. He's like, I never shot first, and she's like, really? And he goes, well, let me be specific. It's like, I always did the right there. You're like, oh, okay. So now you're going back on what you said. So, and it's about a robbery gone wrong. That's
how it starts.
You're right.
99 minutes.
99 minutes. It really felt like longer.
And that's the point I was going to make, is 1 hour and 39 minutes long. I should never have to check my watch.
Yeah, I did a couple times.
And yet I found myself about an hour in going, oh, goodness.
Yeah, because
there's another 40 minutes of this movie, and then I start going, oh, I see where the plot is headed.
Right. Oh, I called the ending.
And yeah, I called the ending pretty early in for myself, but I was like, okay, now there's 30 minutes left of this movie.
Yeah.
There's no how are they going to wrap this? How are they going to wrap up the whole storyline?
Yeah, because
it was a diverging storyline,
right? And they ended the first part, and we're like, oh, okay, I guess we're done. Oh,
and then I'm like, well, that was the second time I checked my watch, and I go, they have 10 minutes, to wrap this storyline up,
and they really rushed,
and they better not be setting this up for a sequel,
and they didn't.
They didn't. Thankfully.
Although I think the first thing I had said is there's some scenes in the beginning of the movie, and I get it, but it was kind of, they set some stuff up for kind of story building, character building stuff.
Yeah.
But it never comes to an end. Like it doesn't finish that kind of thing off.
Yeah.
And it's him, like his mom has like dementia and stuff and living with him.
Yeah.
And she drops like what should have been like the name of the movie.
Well, yeah.
She drops a line.
Either way, they would have said the name of the movie in the movie, which, that's always the most important thing to handle.
But it was, she says a line that ends up, you go, oh, it's a really good line.
Yeah. It's like, you just have to look the devil in the eye.
Yeah. And you're like,
and she was saying is more of a condemnation because he works too much. He puts too much of himself into his job, blah, blah, blah.
Right. And
she, it was a condemnation. She's like, you just have to, you can't help yourself.
Right.
You got to look the devil in the eye.
But then it's one of those things, as film, moviegoers, we go, oh, that's going to come.
That line's coming back.
That's coming back. Of course it does. He uses it at the end. But
I think it was about minute 40 when they finally used the title of the movie in the dialogue of the film. So. Yeah.
It was just kind
give
of.
Give or take.
But it would have been like Devil in the Eyes. Would have been a cool.
Yeah.
Cool
Look the Devil in the Eye would have been a better film title for this.
It would have been a really cool. And
21 Bridges.
The way that it was used. Because 21 Bridges is just, hey, we need to shut down the 21
bridges. There's 21 bridges.
We need to shut those down.
Shut them down.
Criminals don't. Because the robbery goes wrong and the robbers end up killing 8 cops.
Bunch of cops.
But as story progresses, they were dirty cops. Because they weren't supposed to be there. but they were there for other reasons.
As soon as they go, why were there even cops here?
Right.
Anyway.
It progresses and just...
Out of respect to anyone who might actually go see this movie, we're not going to talk about it anymore.
Yeah.
Because
I just don't want to.
First of all,
no, it's...
The plot is extremely formulaic. There's nothing... There's some cool scenes. There's a lot of action. There's a lot of, suspense.
Yeah.
It wasn't a bad movie by any stretch of the imagination. I don't want to give that impression that it was a bad movie.
For me, it was...
I literally just watched one of the greatest movies of the year so far.
Right. And I haven't seen... And I wasn't even there.
I had that taste in my mouth, and I was like...
I'm more of the thing of it's a streaming. That's kind of my verdict on it.
This would be a great streamer. It could even be a renter. Like, if there's nothing better on...
Yeah, it's on the line.
You wouldn't be wasting your $2 at Redbox on it.
Yeah.
But it's okay.
You can wait a few months and it'll be on Prime.
Yeah, go see something like Ford versus Ferrari, or Knives Out.
Yeah,
which is one that I definitely want to check out.
Yeah, that one looks good.
Something that might actually, I don't know, make you think and feel some things.
Next week we have The Irishman.
That's right, because that drops on Netflix on Friday.
So we will do that thing.
Yeah.
And maybe if I catch the other movie, I'll give you my verdict on Ford versus Ferrari as well.
All right.
But anyways.
I think we're going to wrap this thing up.
Wrap it up.
I got places to go.
Like the 21 Bridges. Let's close it down.
Close it down. Anyway, again, thank you guys so much for all of the support. We love you. And that's it. So until next time, he's Tucker.
He's the Beard.
And we are out.